What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got the parts in for the four-wheeler right here, and we're going to be putting it together. I'll turn you around right now on the camera and show you kind of what we got going on and what we're going to be doing. Then hopefully we'll get this thing fired up and take it for a ride. So let me turn you around and show you what we got going on today. Genuine, son, Yamaha. Genuine Yamaha parts. This is the part number here if you're doing this to your four-wheeler, the Yamaha Wolverine. This is the spring that is broke in the carburetor, and then this is the part number for the lower bowl gasket. We bought a lower bowl gasket also for it, so hopefully that'll get it cleaned up. We was going to buy a new air filter, but I used my Maxima stuff to clean it up a little bit. It's pretty clean now, and then we're going to oil it up and get it right. Here we are over here to the carburetor. This is your overflow line and everything that goes down into the bottom of the car, or it hooks to the bottom of the carb right here, goes underneath the four-wheeler. But I put this cap actually on there to kind of hold everything together. We're going to take this back apart right here, and then we're going to put the spring in it. We're going to take the bow off right here, and we're going to put that gasket on it, and then we should be able to bolt it back onto the four-wheeler and see what we got going on. So let me go ahead and take this off, and then we'll get back to you. Here we go. We got the top off of it. There's no need to actually pull the diaphragm and the needle and stuff back out of it, because all you're doing is putting the spring into this hole on top of the needle. I don't know if you can see the needle down in there, and no, you cannot. But you can tell there's noticeable size difference in the springs. The actual other piece of this spring is MIA. I thought I had it around here somewhere, but I must have tossed it in the trash. But there's the new spring. There's the old spring. You can tell the difference in it. All you got to do is take your spring, slide it down in this hole, and it's going to go right on top of the needle. That's actually, you can't see it from this. Yeah, you can, right there. The needle runs right down in that little thing there. This is the slide that runs up to the top here, the round thing here. Then your diaphragm, but your spring, I got you all whacked out here. The spring just sits down on the needle down in there on like a little pad on the actual needle itself. Then this part of the spring runs up, and you stick it around that little deal right there. Put it back all together, bolt it on, and you're good to go on that. And then after I get that done, I'll throw the bottom of the bow off, stick this on. It's kind of self-explanatory how it goes. Stick that all back together, and then we'll move over to the four-wheeler and start reassembling. Here we go, guys. We got everything back together. I ended up not putting this cap back onto the throttle. I'm going to actually drive it around a little bit and see if it needs adjusted. This here, it falls down into place when you put the seat on, or you can leave it up like this to keep the dirt out of the filter here, because that's your inlet to your filter. You got the hoses back up where they're supposed to be. Air box is on. All the bolts are in the shrouds, and we're going to do a little test fire here. So I think I'm going to have to idle it up just a little bit, but we're going to run it and get it warm to see if it was doing a high idle and then a die, and then it was also doing the bog. So we're going to run it like this for a little bit, and I might have to adjust the idle up just a hair, and then we'll see what we got going on with it here in just a little bit, guys. Alrighty, guys, here we are. It's actually a couple days later. We got the four-wheeler brought back over to my dad's house. This is a cold startup. It's in his shed here. We'll show you how the old motor runs. Right here is exhaust pipe, cold startup. We're going to try to start it here without the choke and see what it does. She runs pretty good now. My nephew's helmet, he wears when he rides it. But that's a coach startup. I don't know when the last time he rode it was. I don't know if he rode it today or not, but this is after we put all the stuff in the carburetor, put the new spring, cleaned the jets out and stuff, adjusted the idle a little bit. We took these here off. This is kind of like a safety switch for when you're in reverse and when you got the parking brake on, where it won't like rev up real high. We cleaned all that out. We'll take it for a little spin here. Now the brakes are super squeaky. Still kind of revs a little high, but it's a lot better than it was. A lot more throttle response. There's his old Chevy truck he's working on. We're just going to ride it around in the field here, just make a lap. Just kind of let you get the feel of it. There's old Model A. We got it, my wife's uncle car. We might take it down the subdivision road here real quick like. We're in 4th gear, 5th gear. That's all she's got, 5 gears. Turn around here. Let me park in the shade for a second. We're in neutral now. There's first. We're still in 1st gear. There's neutral. 1st gear, you can hear how it's idling. It's idling pretty good. We'll try to turn around here with one hand. It still revs up pretty high when you shift gears. They're not too awful bad. Shift to 3rd, going up the hill here to the garage. Whoa! She's bouncy, boys. There's the old Chevelle and Camaro. Put it back in neutral here. Give it a couple revs. You can see how it kind of revs up after you get it warm. I think he's got the throttle adjustment turned up pretty high. He messes with the throttle all the time on it. There, backed it back down. There it is. Throttle response is good. We'll shut it off and then we'll click it back on in neutral, start it up. I got the idle a little bit too low. I'll let back up here for a second. That's the only thing about it, is the idle is not quite right. Here there, I idled it up and it's revving to the moon. Try to idle it down a little bit here. I don't know why it still does that. Might be just the old keying. Is it a keying on here or a Makuni? I think it's a Makuni. But she revs up like that. I don't know why it does that, but it is what it is. But as far as throttle response and everything, she runs perfect. Just got the high idle issue with it, so we'll have to kind of figure that out. But it is what it is. Guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope it kind of showed you a little bit at least on putting some stuff on the carburetor on the Yamaha Wolverine. And I don't know what years that carburetor actually goes through or goes by, but we're going to have to figure out the high idle issue. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more CR500 content. It's coming up. I already got it recorded. I just got to edit it, throw it up on here after the Yamaha Wolverine. We'll see you guys. Appreciate it.